kind of like this day right here. So if you think about, let's just pretend like this is the cash profile. If you see the upper tail here, you see how it has like way lower volume than the value area? And its entire tail is kind of a long LVN. That would be a proper tail. And then the lower tail here, pretty much the same thing. It's kind of like one long LVN compared to the value area. That would also be a proper tail. But something like this day here, this does not have a proper tail because it has the POC right on the high and it basically has no upper tail. The lower tail is pretty strong. You have a strong lower tail where you have that long kind of LVN there. It's known as excess, right? It has a sharp move. It went down to that level and it bounced sharply out of that level. So we know there's a decent amount of buy pressure that built that lower tail. But the upper tail doesn't really have that. So it kind of looks like they were still looking for higher value, which look at what they did the next day. The next day they did do that. They looked for higher value again. It did fail, but they did retest that high. So we just did the same thing where we had basically no upper tail and we put in a strong note on that high. It tried to pull back, but then it retested the high. So we're doing the same thing, but on a much smaller time scale. Instead of it taking multiple days, we're looking at it happening in multiple minutes.